Hi, it's Louise Bailey, Cuteneek Studios here, and I'm going to take you in a quick walkthrough of this paper bag journal that I made, and then I'm going to show you a tutorial. I don't know if I'll get through it in the same video, but you know, we'll do part 1, part 2, all that good stuff. Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to jump right into it. This is a cluster of journals. The base journal, this one here, is paper bag journal, but I made these little journals as a cluster to go on top. So here we go. This little mini journal here, I scruffed it all up and made it vintage. Oh, I hadn't tied it together yet. So this was I printed this out from the internet, Pre-Raphaelite painting, and I made it just like a little mini journal. Something that's been, you know, well traveled. This is some paper I dyed with avocado. Gives it a nice pink. Pardon all the cuts and gashes on my hands, but I'm really rough on my hands. With gardening and crafting. So some book page that I took some scraps out of. It was like a magazine, not a book, but a magazine. Got it at a garage sale here. And, you know, just made it to where you have lots of journal spots. And that's basically that. So then this other journal, this pops in here for safekeeping. And then this one is some coffee dyed paper. I folded it into pockets. So a little pocket journal. And I made this snippet here, a fabric snippet. Which I actually have the whole thing right here. So, you know, I make these out of scrap fabrics, and I just keep them standing by, and if I ever need something that's just unique and, you know, to dress something up, I can just snip a piece off. That's what I did. And then it's pockets, so I did these little corner pockets and put some stationery I made. So this is just regular paper, but I covered it in some napkin and stamped it, and on the back I've got a place where you can journal, and then just this little ticket to dress it up. So that goes in there. And then this stationery here, that's come up there, I have to fix it. This is some stationery. It's the same, I did 4, but it's just napkin and a bit of rubber stamp, and then in distressed. So that is that. And then here was a card. A friend of mine gave me a whole bunch of these. And I just like to use them every once in a while because they are neat. She did the little button, vintage button. And it's just, it was already used, but what I like about it is it dresses it up. It gives it, like, it has a little bit of history. And you really think you could probably find this in some old trunk. But you can also use it because I have lots of blank journaling spots. So, and here I made some more stationery. Again, this is just plain old paper that I ripped, stamped, and these are some stickers that I made. So I ripped and stamped those, and then you could journal on the back of that. So that's that for the second medium pocket journal. Oh, actually back here too. Some stationery, and then a little Irish Air Last Summer, Rose of Summer, and it just gives it a bit of a, again, it makes it feel like a story. And that's what I'm a writer and I'm a crafter. I'm very creative, and I like to put these together to where it seems like they have a history and a story that goes with them. It's like kind of playing an imaginary pretend land, but as an adult and a crafter. So these two, I'm going to set these to the side. Oh, they'll have to be out of view there. And here is the paper bag journal, which I tied with just a silk ribbon. The cover was a tea box, box that my husband's tea comes in, Yorkshire tea. And I just cut it into the shape I wanted to fit. I made this boho bead. I put some pretty stuff on it. Left this a bit plain back here so it sits flat. But this little charm here it kind of matches that part there. I took it apart. Okay, so here we go. So here I did a napkin underneath and then fabric over the top, and I did the same in the back here. So I just did the whole thing. But these are the paper bags. So instead of being paper signatures that I would do in some of my journals that you've seen my videos of, these are just, I think it's 3 paper bags folded into pockets, and then I just stuffed them. So I went with kind of like a traveler type theme. Right, so I'll give you a little view here of some of the insides. So I made this little bookmark out of just some random stuff laying around, and this was actually, I think, a Tim Holtz one. You can write on the back of that. So I have a mix of bought stuff and found stuff. These are the paper bags here, and they were in my stash, but I have loads of them. I have so many of these paper bags. I used a variety of them. You can find these on Etsy and everything. And some trim I made into a pocket. Okay, so that's like a little pocket that tucks in there. And these are little pockets. So here I have some vintage stationery. Folds out. I got a whole box of this stationery at an estate sale. And now it's given a new life in here. These are some vintage playing cards. So I used one as a little pocket. And this I made out of a guest check that I folded, and let's see if I can open this the right way. There we go. I folded it like a little matchbook type thing, and it's a little guest check, and you can write on the back of that. And then I put some of my hand-dyed paper in here. I just got this nifty little, it's called, I don't know, Little Tiny or something like that. It's Tim Holtz little stapler. And I think I'm going to staple it in with that. It's the cutest little stapler. And I made those as little paper fasteners. So it's an adventure. And I went with kind of a lot of these green tones throughout the whole thing. So it gives it a bit of a, I don't know, like maybe an Irish traveler. This was some fabric, and underneath I have a poem I found in one of those magazines. So you have a little surprise, little poem under there. Another pocket and some more stationery, but it has a different flowers on it. And you can either journal, diary, write a poem, a song, or actually use it and mail it to someone. It's kind of neat. A little paper clip I just made with some fabric. This is a postcard. It was a craft postcard. I got a whole, case of them. I covered it in some fabric that I distressed, and added the flower and the trim, and then a pre-Raphaelite photo there to kind of blend with the, the pre-Raphaelite here. And so it's a postcard, but then under here you've got where you can journal here, and it's washi in, so underneath here you can journal there as well. So lots of little neat little hidden places to journal. Which is fun. I like little hidden secret treasures. So this is some fabric that matches that I put on top of the paper bag. Now, noticed here, some of the pockets I have made them to go on the top and some on the side. Okay, so you have lots of you can get real creative with it. Anyway, I made this little pocket here, and here's some more stationery I made. I don't know if the camera's going to show the sparkles, but I did kind of do a little drizzle of some sparkly glitter on it. But again, this was just plain old paper. Yeah, just plain paper that I stamped and then decoupaged on top. So it's some little journal cards, I guess is what you call it. I call it stationery journal cards. Okay, so here is the top pocket, and again, a little poem. Woodland Glade, which kind of seemed fitting for this. That just really went well. And here I really mucked up the back there to make it look kind of old and weathered. So I glued that button and that string on top so it's easy to pull in. Pull out and tuck it in. So if you want to pull it out. Okay, so here I made a little journal booklet that folds out that I decorated, and it's just got some places you can journal in the back. So these are from, again, it's like a pack of Tim Holtz stuff. This I made. These, I love all these little journal cards, stationery, whatever you call it. But got like little traveler and gypsy ladies. And that's a napkin. And on the back you can, you know, be brave, stay strong, make it happen. So, in uplifting words there. And I'm not tucking this in very well. Sorry about that. There we go. There we go. Nice and tucked in. And then a little bookmark here that I have a little dried flower. Some little dried flowers, but it's a little booklet. Folds out so you can write on that. And it tucks in there, although you can tuck it anywhere. Oh, a little flower just got demolished. Here's where I bound it in there. So I sewed it in with some charms and another of the stickers I made. And some more journaling cards I made. So I, stamped it. Here I put some lines on the back. But I have lots of, you know, found, made, purchased things. An eclectic array of them. This is a little pocket. You can pop stuff in there. This, I've got some glitter. I don't know if you can see the sparkle. Oh, some more journaling cards I made. So again, this was plain paper. You can see the back was white paper and I stamped on it. Oh, sorry, the green flowery part was actually some, you know, designer. Comes in a paper packs. But I stamped over it. So that's rubber stamp, and then I added these magical and wonderful. I really love those. I love this green color. This was a book that I spritzed with some mica spray. It turned into a pocket. It's a dictionary, old dictionaries. So here's the, hold on. I know I've got something in there. Ah, another piece of stationery. So that's more of that stationery. Used to journal. So that is a top pocket. I even surprised myself with all these little hidden little pockets and stuff. There we go. I like, you know, the earthy tones here. This is an envelope, so this was all tucked in there. I have two pockets. This little pocket. This was a men's tie that I cut some out of. This was an envelope I made. So this was a piece of magazine paper, and then I cut it and made it into a little envelope. And in the envelope is some stationery. And this was just some stationery I had on hand. I have a huge box that I have, you know, bits and bobs. I pick them up at, and that's a napkin. A lot of thrift stores and estate sales are just gonna, you know, they just have like one or two pieces of stationery left over, and I pick them up for literally practically free almost. And then give them a new home in my journals. This was a deck of, this was already distressed like that. These were well used cards. It's green. It's that green color I wanted. Some of the Tim Holtz stuff. So that fits nicely in there. This was from a magazine. I cut it out, and it kind of looked, you know, playing the little instrument and everything. This was a time card that I had, and I collaged over it and distressed it. This little tag came off of a piece of clothing that I bought for my daughter, a pair of jeans or something like that. And it was so pretty. I thought, oh, I'm putting in a journal. So there we have, you know, more. And again, a top pocket. Another piece of that stationery. I think I had just 4. Well, say just 4. That's quite a lot. But so 4 seemed like a good number. And the only reason it's awkward is because I'm trying to keep this in the camera versus naturally how I would put it in there. So, all right, there we go. And there's a little tuck spot there. Whoop. And here, this was it was actually a very shiny new stationery card. It was very very shiny, and I scrubbed it up and distressed it quite a bit. But you can journal in that or write it to somebody. And then I have this little charm, a little moon hanging down. And we're finally to the end here, and that's just a bit of card up there that has a little text spot. You can write on the back of that. So that is the paper bag journal. That's what that is. And I took them all together. You don't have to tuck them together. I just put them together as a cluster. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it yet. You know, I have my own journals that I made for myself. I've gifted quite a few journals. I still have others, friends and pen pals I'm making journals for. But I like to hang on to them for a little while now after I make them, just to make sure I know what I want to do with it. That's that. So